It is not your job to police and dictate how someone chooses to receive you setting healthier boundaries for yourself. It's not your responsibility. Your only responsibility is to make sure you are setting boundaries that are actually healthy and serving to you in the first place. And when I say serving, that doesn't mean just self serving. Serving as a blanket definition means it's helpful, positive, loving, feature spirit, builds you up. And you have to be able to check a yes mark across all five. And if you can check it across all five for yourself, then instantaneously it must be something that is serving for whoever else is in respect of the situation or the people in it. Because setting boundaries or things that are only just self-serving actually doesn't serve you ultimately. To give you an example, maybe it's something to where someone sets a boundary that says, hey, anytime it's a conversation about you address me about something that I've done that hurt you or offended you or whatever, something that you feel I did that was wrong, that was painful to you, I don't want to talk about that stuff. It's protecting my energy to not get into those kind of conversations, right? Yeah, that person's setting a boundary, but it's self-serving in a way that ultimately does not serve them anyways. Why? Because it's not helpful to them, right? They're not getting to actually hear the perspective of someone that they value in their life, right? Where that person doesn't feel heard now, right? It's not positive, nothing positive in that equation. It's not loving, right? It's not even pouring love into yourself because you want to have people to love you around you. And if you're pushing them away or not willing to hear them out whenever you've done something that harms them or they feel a way about, then now they're going to start distancing themselves from you, which is not you building a loving tribe around yourself, right? And it's not showing love for yourself to actually want to nurture your own growth, right? Which is one of the other pieces to something that is serving to you. It's not helping you grow. If you keep avoiding difficult conversations because it means you might have to take some accountability. And it definitely doesn't feed your spirit, right? Our spirits are always seeking further expansion, further expression. So if you are setting boundaries or doing things that are self-serving to avoid different things and what have you, or to just benefit yourself and not the people around you that matter, then it's not going to feed your spirit. You're not going to feel that vibrance and that excitement of expansion, most likely, right? So to do something that is serving to yourself has to be done in ways that is healthy for yourself. And if it is healthy for you and truly serving towards you, then it's going to be serving to whoever's in respect of as well, even if they can't see it in the season of their life. And I'm bringing this up mainly because I know a lot of people struggle to set boundaries that they're willing to stand on. A lot of people feel awkward and feel weird and feel like they're doing something wrong sometimes, especially if you're someone that's never lived with having boundaries for yourself and you've let people kind of do what they want in your life. And when you try to set boundaries, it can get really different for everybody in the equation. It can be really uncomfortable and new for everyone, not just you. I just recently had a session with a client of mine that I'm so proud of, by the way, right? Because, through the work we're doing together, she's starting to see where some boundaries have been required in her life and where she hasn't been setting them. So we've been working on the tools of her setting those boundaries, and she's been doing a great job, wonderful job with it, right? But part of the experience she's getting when doing this is now with this new version of herself that is sticking up for herself in a healthier way so she can be better, and she's starting to feel better as a result of it, is rubbing people in her life that are used to the old way, the unhealthy version of her, and now they're pushing back against it. And that pushing back is the thing that gets us in trouble. It's the thing that becomes concerning, right? It doesn't feel good. It kind of makes you feel like you're doing something wrong because externally you can see the people that you're setting these boundaries with now responding in a discomfort way. They're upset, maybe they're angry, whatever it is. They feel violated. They feel offended by you setting your boundary. And if you're not someone that wants to hurt others, right, and you usually don't have boundaries because you're always concerned about how other people are going to feel, then this is one of the most challenging times for you if you're trying to set a new boundary that's actually serving for the right reasons and is healthy, right? Whenever people that are used to the unhealthy way, because that worked for them because they're unhealthy in some regard in their own, respect, is going to respond to you in a way that makes you start to question if you setting these boundaries was the right thing to do in the first place. But that's exactly why you go through that vetting system of, is it serving for me? Does it check all 5 boxes of being helpful, positive, loving, feeding the spirit, and building you up, right? Because if you can check across all 5 that yes, it does that, then you know it does serve me. And if it serves me, it definitely serves them in some way if they choose to embrace it. Even if it serves them in a way to where they come to realize this new version of you, this healthier version or whatever, doesn't fit for their standards of living, for what they want in a friend, right? Now, I don't see how someone that's healthy on their regard will ever feel like you being healthier for you and setting some ground rules that helps you be a healthier person wouldn't be healthy for them, right? Because that means they get a healthier friend, right? And if they want what's best for you too, they're going to be happy that you're doing this for yourself, right? And want to embrace that new version of you. So I can't see a world where if they're healthy themselves, they have an issue with that. But if they do, then now you've just served them to learn, hey, you're not going to be best fit for the friendship that they need. But you'll definitely leave them in a space to where they get to reflect and think on if they valued you. Maybe there's some credence to what you're saying, to embrace a new perspective, right? It serves everyone in the equation. So never question your boundaries. Just make sure you're setting boundaries that are actually there to serve you in healthy ways, not in ways that actually debilitates your growth, or you actually being a better you, or being the awesome person and a love-built person that we're all designed to be, and not quote unquote bad guys and all that stuff, right? And the only other thing you need to ask yourself after you've gotten clear on the boundaries you're setting being appropriate and actually being serving to you, right? Which means it serves other people in your life as well, is how am I delivering it? How am I setting the boundary? The only thing you're supposed to police is the boundaries themselves that you're setting, right? Making sure they're healthy, and how you deliver them, right? Because you can have very healthy boundaries that are, appropriate for you and serving to you and can ultimately serve the people in your life that want to respect those boundaries and all that. But you can go set them in a very unhealthy way, right? You can come in hot and heavy. You can, be rude about it. You can, be a jerk. You can be real demanding, and you can, come and be aggressive in ways that are just not embracing and not empathetic. If you do that, you'll easily start to feel like, oh my gosh, it was a bad thing to set these boundaries, right? You start second guessing it. That's why you should always ask yourself the question of, did I lead with love when I set these boundaries? And anything you do, did I lead with love? Did I react with love? Did I respond with love? Was I empathetic? Was I considerate to how they would receive it or hear it, right? Did I offer further clarity to explain so that they make sure that they know it's not about them, it's not an attack on them, but it's what you need for you, right? How well did you try to, be considerate and nurture this person that you value in your life, how they're receiving something that you're doing for you that you recognize is an adjustment not only for you, but for them too. So here's the thing, when you're setting boundaries, right, you've had time to sit and think through these things you need to set for yourself, to take care of yourself and be better for yourself. You've had that time. But the people you're setting the boundary with, they're not thinking anything about this. They're just living life. So it's being sprung on them. So if they matter to you in your life, right, and you don't want to come in and do it in a way that's unhealthy, then ask yourself, how do I lead with love to make sure I land this the way I want it to be received, versus coming in hot and heavy to where they feel offended by me trying to do something that's actually healthy for me. So after you've come to a conclusion that you've done steps 1 and 2 efficiently, right? I've defined clear boundaries that are actually serving to me for healthy reason, and I went and led with love with my way of delivering it, then now you let go of any response or reaction to you doing this that is negative from anyone in your life. Doesn't matter. Because then it changes from you focusing on, oh my gosh, I'm being a bad person for doing this, to focusing on them to say, hey, why are you having a hard time embracing something that's healthier for me, that ultimately is healthier for us in a relationship dynamic together, whether it's platonic or romantic, right? Because if I am healthier and happier because I have these boundaries that preserves my physical, mental, and emotional well-being, then why would you not want that for me? Because it makes me a better person to be a better friend or, lover or whatever for you. So never question your boundaries when you set your boundaries appropriately from the right space of love. Question the people that are resisting your boundaries. Question their motives and the reasons as to why. And if you do that more often, focus on them more than you, you'll see where their crowd for help is, where they're having to struggle with this new you, because they may be feel they're losing something that they value with you because of these boundaries, right? And if anything, if they're valuable enough to you, work on trying to help them with that so you can keep that friendship. And if they're not willing to embrace that or don't want to or are not ready, just be okay accepting that they're just not meant to be in your life to a certain degree at this stage in the season in your life and for their life. It's okay to let go of friends or even partners, relationships that don't serve you any longer right now once you've realized what truly aligns with what's healthiest for you, and they do not at this point in time. It's not a knock to them because, again, you've been on this journey, not them. They're kind of getting thrown into the fire. But it doesn't change what the correct solution is to being most serving to you and them in the equation, whether that be them still being in your life and adjusting to this new you, or them having to be removed from your life so they can still live at the space that's comfortable for them right now until they're ready for a different stage of growth or to embrace what works for you as well in their life if it ever does. Either way, it serves you both. If you need help learning how to build the skills to truly set effective, clear, and healthy boundaries for yourself, for your better well-being in your relationship or even your friendships or what have you, email or DM me the word coaching and we'll get to work as long as you're truly ready to put the work in. If you're not ready for one-on-one coaching, don't have the time or the space, email or DM me the word revival so you can join my Relationship Revival Hub community so you can take my relationship renewal course and even other courses in there that I have that helps you learn these same tools that I teach my one-on-one clients at your own time, at your own pace. Either way, get in the race. Let's get it.